Hello, friends, and welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Kathy. Thank you for joining me today. We are doing our updates for last week. So, if you're new here, all this is a wrap up of things I completed last week on and off camera, so y'all can just see my progress of everything I have going on. The reason I do this is because I need accountability or I won't get it done. So let's get into it. We are going to start with what I did Monday. Now, I had gotten, well, Monday is always update, so this is Tuesday. I had gotten my cotton cuts clue on Friday, the Friday before, and I didn't pull it out. I didn't get to it. It's clue 9. I am hashtag Team Rose Finch. This is the Flyaway Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I believe this is probably going to be my last puzzle mystery quilt because I want to change up and do some of their other things they offer. They offer many different sew-alongs to do. So if y'all are interested, there will be a link down in the description for you to go check them out and see what they have going on. So this was clue 9. And y'all, I'm loving how these colors are coming out in this quilt. Now, our next clue will come out, I believe, the first Friday of November. I think it's November. And that should have our assembly clue in it. So, how to assemble our quilt. And if you have the border kit ordered also, I think your border kit will ship out with your clue. If you are prepaid, I believe it still ships out at the same time, but don't hold me to that. Go check your account to see when that will mail out, but I believe they ship out the same time. Now, I know I've seen cotton cuts have like states across America. They have several flower things. I can't remember what all they are, but they do have a lot of sew-alongs that you can join in on if you'd like to. So just go check them out if you're interested. The next thing I did, my Whip It Wednesday. My Whip It is going to be my Bella Rose mystery quilt that came in the 2024 Advent box. It was the 12 Days of Christmas Advent box. I believe y'all might have seen that I got another row completed. I have to think how it goes. So I have this row. I think this was the bottom row. And then I got another row completed, which was 3 rows to make this one row. So this is going to be the next up in line. I love how all of the scrappy colors are coming together. I only used 4 different colors for these solid blocks here. I only used 4 different colors for that, so I may have some repetition side by side, top to bottom, but it's really not going to matter because when the whole tree gets put together, it is going to be beautiful. This is coming along beautifully. I'm very excited about this. Okay. I love Christmas. I love this season. I love the feeling that you get of love and community and sharing and gifting. I love everything about Christmas. I could do Christmas all year long, and honestly, I've been doing Christmas since, well, actually, I sew Christmas all year long. I do Christmas quilts all year long. I actually started watching Christmas movies back in June. So, yeah, I do Christmas all year long if I can. So let me pull out my next thing that I did, and y'all are going to notice a difference here. I worked on my National Sew a Jelly Roll quilt. I don't do just a standard strip quilt to get done in a day or a weekend. I do a regular quilt. This is called Star Watch quilt. It is a log cabin quilt. You use a jelly roll for the whole quilt. Everything is 2.5-inch strips except for the outer border. But let me hold it up just so you can see. Y'all will see I have it sashed together there. All that I have left is the borders now. I do hope to do that this week, so that is a goal of mine. So that is our National Sew a Jelly Roll quilt. The next thing I did, on Friday, y'all saw me tending to my scraps. I tended to the scraps of the quilts that I had come in. I still have more that I need to trim down, but I'm at a good place right now with my scraps. I will need to probably just take a whole day and do it. But we had the sew along with Tammy and Alicia, and if you missed that, check back yesterday's video that came out at 5 p.m. That is a replay of our collaboration. It's fabulous, guys. It's Tammy at the Siberian Wind and Alicia at Quilty Bird Piecing and myself. We three come together and we work the first half of a block of the month for, let me pull the pattern book up here for you so you can see it. It is the Yuletide Sampler 2. This book here, it has 12 months in it. So it is a block of the month. And what we do, I have my pattern here, so I can't show you that because it has measurements. Each block has, you know, around 8 to 9 steps. So what we try to do is take the first 4 for the second Friday of the month, and the last for this fourth Friday of the month. We come together at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're interested in catching that, that's the time that we go live, is the second and fourth Friday of every month. For 12 months we will be doing this. We are on month 2 right now. If you'd like to join us in this, there is a link down in the description. You can get the pattern. Now, in the pattern, there are templates that you need to copy it to cut it out, or you can get the Tri-Rect tool. You have two templates here. They're acrylic, hard. This is how I prefer to do my triangles. I don't do paper templates well at all. I tend to mess them up. They tend to be the wrong size, but this worked really well. So for this first session that we had, we come up with a, let's see, you can barely see that I have color difference. These are gray sides. My background is gray, and I needed some green, so I actually am using about 4 different fabric lines. This is a Sweetwater fabric line, but I have 3 other Christmas lines that I'm using. I think I'm using Berry and Pine. There's another one that's kind of a, I think, Winter Friends maybe. And then the Yuletide, it's Yuletide something. But it's a Christmas fabric. But we are doing this again, not this upcoming Friday, but the next Friday. It will just be Tammy and myself. Alicia is on a cruise, or a retreat. That's where she's at. So I hope she is having a blast. I know she's having a blast. I always have a blast when I go to retreat. But this is what we did on Friday. And Saturday, of course, is our Saturday sew along. And in the month of October, what we are doing for that Saturday sew along is the pattern that came in the Creative Notions August 2025 box. We should be getting an October box. It's probably going to come out in November. It seems like they have trouble getting their fabrics in. and cut in order to release it in the correct month, but that's okay because it's always fabulous. This right here, I was able to get 5 rows. I'm looking to make sure. Yes, I was able to get 5 rows done. You can see just a little bit of it above me, maybe, if it does not cut off. I notice things that I see in the screen. Like, you may not be able to see everything. Like in the screen right now, I can see my thread. What is that called? It's not a bobbin. It's a spool. I can see my spool of thread. And I can also see over here where I have block of the months hanging up. Y'all may not be able to see that. Now, if you watch on the live, you can see everything over here that I have, and y'all will see I got a mess, but my sewing area is ready. But here we have 5 rows. I have not put them together. I have not pressed them. What I will try to do, I even mentioned I may have a catch-up day. If I have a catch-up day, this will be part of what I am doing, is pressing these and probably assembling them together to assemble to my quilt that's above me. And this pattern is actually beautiful. It is called Trip Around the Block. It is a Carol Thielen pattern. There is a link down in the description for this particular pattern. I also know there is another pattern with only 4 fabrics. This one uses 5, but the one down in the description should be the 5 fabric link. So if you're interested in joining us on this, I will have the link down in the description. And friends, don't forget, I do have a Facebook group out there. If you would like to join that group, down in the description, I have the link for the group. You will have to make a request, and I will have to approve or accept you into the group, which, if you have an account that's more than a year old, it's very likely that I will accept your request. I just do that because I try to keep all the scammers and spammers out of there. So the last thing that we did was on Sunday. Let me get it over here on my table. Okay, the last thing that I did, which was Sunday, is this. This is the pumpkin sitting block. I call it sitting pumpkins a lot. So you know what I mean if I say sitting pumpkins or pumpkin sitting. This is one of our orange pumpkins. I do have 6 more of these to make. That will be something else I do in a catch-up, or it just may be our next video on Sunday. But right now, what I have done, I have a few of my black and orange squares trimmed down. I have a whole lot more to do. I don't know if I can show it all to you, if you can see it all. These 4 right here, those all still need to be trimmed down to size. And I'm working on that. These are my white and orange ones. And that's what it takes to make this block, except for I will have to pull I'll have to pull the orange ones out of my box. But pretty much this is all the fabrics right here that is needed. Well, I do have to pull solids out. All of my orange ones, I have all my orange solids, and then I have this one here that I'll have to pull out. But I am going to try to get those 6 pumpkins done this week. It may be behind the scenes. It may be in a sew-along. I have been very ill-prepared, it feels like, this week. I had pre-recorded all of my videos up through Thursday on the weekend prior. I don't know why. I was at home by myself. I had plenty of time. I had long days of sewing. I neglected my house. I made all my machines in my house work for me. My dishwasher going, my washing machine and dryer going. But of course, everything ended up in a clothes basket. It's not folded up and it's not hung up. But you know what? I got Downy wrinkle releaser, and that works really good. But I sewed all day Friday. Well, I did go pick up some things at the quilt shop. So, but pretty much most of the day Friday, all day Saturday, I sewed. And then Sunday evening, I came in, after we had church and family, I come in and I sewed again. So, and I actually jumped in a live or two that week. So, but then Sunday evening, I might have told y'all my dad, he fell ill, and we had to rush him to the emergency room. He is fine now. Just thank you all for your prayers, wishful, good wishes, and everything for him. He is fine. He caught that stomach bug, and it just took him a little longer to get over it. It took him a week to get over it. He was very weak, had no energy. But we took him to a hockey game Saturday night. It was opening night for the season. Y'all, that was a good hockey game. I am not a die-hard hockey fan. I like hockey. I love most sports. If I could go see it in person, I love going and watching sports. But I don't keep up with teams. I don't keep up with players. I don't keep up with a lot of that. But I like to see a good game. Of course, I have a team I root for because I have a local team. But like I said, I don't know every team player. I don't even know how the game works. I just go to watch the fights. And my sister my niece had been able to get our tickets, and we had to get ADA because my dad, he cannot walk long distances, and we actually had gotten a wheelchair if he could not walk the full distance from where we had to park to get in. And they had moved the ADA to what we thought were bad seats because it was completely at the other end of the building. But anyway, we got the ADA seats. They were right behind the goal. And y'all know that's where all the fights happen. So, and my sister couldn't sit down there because every time a puck hit the wall or the glass, well, it's plexiglass, it's not going to break. But she would jump. She's like, oh, I got to go up. She likes to sit high. I don't like to sit high. Well, first off, I can't do the climbing because they don't have rails on those walkways, the stairs. They do not have rails. So I can't walk that because still, even though I had knee surgery and things are great with my knee, I I can't do stairs. And plus, I still have a little vertigo. And the last game I went to, I had vertigo. My sister-in-law had to help me down the stairs. I told her, I said, I'm going to hold your shoulders. I was holding her shoulders like this. I said, just take it one step at a time. I have to walk looking up so I don't get dizzy and fall down. And I'm still I can't look down still, like bend my head all the way down to look down or pick anything up off the ground. I get real dizzy. But so I sat down there. My little brother came and sat with us, and my nephew, his son, came and sat with us. And then it was my dad and my stepmom. And we were sitting there. I mean, we were like right behind the goal, and almost, because right behind the goal is where the Zamboni comes through. So we weren't right there, but we were close. It was a fabulous game. I think our team won 9-6. And they're like in the last period of the game. We were under 5 minutes, and I think they won three. They got 3 goals in 5 minutes. So it was a very fun game. So anyway, my dad is great. But then, like at the beginning of the week, I was not feeling so well. I was not doing real well. And so I didn't go to work Monday and Tuesday. I pretty much stayed in bed all day. And I went back to work Wednesday, struggling, but I was making it. I was going to do it. So I did not get much sewing done last week, but thank goodness I had recorded all of those ahead of time. And maybe there was a divine plan in that happening like that. But I was able to get lots and lots of rest. And I had a comment said that they didn't know how I did it with little sleep. I actually get a lot of sleep. Some nights I can't sleep, like on a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday night. It doesn't matter what time I go to bed because I don't have to work the next day. So, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I try to be in bed by 10 o'clock, but I have to get up at 4:30. So, it's still pretty rough on that. But I get plenty of sleep. I get plenty of rest. And, so that's just how I do it. And I really don't stay in my sewing room a long time, Monday through Wednesday. I really do not, or Sunday through Wednesday. I try to get out of here before 9 o'clock. I try to only sew an hour, maybe a little bit more. If I'm not quite at a stopping point, I'll try to get to a stopping point. So let's get on to what are the plans for the week. I want to finish up the Star Watch. That's the log cabin quilt. I want to finish that up, get it ready to go to long armor. Then I also want to assemble the rows, put the rows together for the trip around the block. I don't know if y'all can see that right there or not, but I'm almost touching it. That is the trip around the world quilt right up here. I want to get the other 5 rows pressed, assembled, and attached to that. And y'all, that's still my love cats behind me. I have not decided how I want to quilt that yet. I don't even know if I think I ordered some fabric to quilt for the backing for that. I'll have to go and check, but I feel like I did. I feel like I ordered some fabric and I just don't have it yet. But if I ordered it, it was probably from Fat Quarter Shop, but I don't know. I will have to look. Probably ended up not ordering it, but I do need to quilt this. I have my piece of cake and my woodruff that I need to bind. And I have some more projects down in my box down here that's not quilted, not bound. But there's smaller projects. They're ones that I can do. I may pull out some projects for next month and just have it on my agenda to get it done. That's what I have to do to get it done. But I want to have a 100% complete, well, not 100% complete. I want to have a quilt top done with that log cabin Star Watch quilt. I want to have my trip around the block, everything. I want to have it caught up. Everything that's sewn, I want it pressed and attached to the quilt. So we have 17 rows to make those. So we will have, after this Friday, 2 more Fridays. Saturday. We'll have 2 more Saturdays that we do work on it. We will be working on that quilt every Saturday this month, I believe. I thought I might be able to get it done in 3 weeks, but it looks like it will be 4 weeks. Let's see. Is there anything else that I think I may be able to get done? I really don't know. I don't think so. Now, on the 14th, 14th is Tammy at the Siberian Wind. It is her sew and tell. She does give away prizes on this sew and tell. I do have her link down in the description if you would like to go check her out. She's at the Siberian Wind, and it is Tuesday night. Go check her channel out. She does have a notification set out there, so if you want to be notified, you can click that notify me. It will let you know, but it is on Tuesday evening. It is a sew and tell. She shows what everyone has submitted, and she has drawings for a sew and tell quilt. I don't know if she'll be showing what everyone has submitted this Tuesday. I can never remember that, if she does that or just does the drawings. But she is live, so go and check so you can be there live. If you did just sew and tell, you have to be present to win. If you did a super chat, you do not have to be there to win. Let's see. Then we have, on the 15th, she is starting her mystery quilt. and Reflections is what it's called. Her Reflections Mystery Quilt. I have my fabric already, so that means I have to get something done. I have to open up a space one day a week. Well, I think it's just by the month. So one day a month, I have to have a day open to sew on her clue for that month. So we will have to get something finished. And it's probably going to be that log cabin quilt, because all I need to do on that is do the borders. I try to find something that's close to being done to get finished before I add something else. So right now I will be doing two things with Tammy at the Siberian Wind. We are doing the Yuletide Sampler 2. And we will be doing her Reflections Mystery Quilt. She also has a virtual quilt retreat that she is trying to set up for November. So guys, if you're not subscribed to Tammy's channel, go over there, subscribe to her. She has some great things that she does. Her virtual retreat is just over a weekend, I think. And there's somebody there 24 hours for that weekend. It won't be me. I won't be there for a weekend. But I do know, like, I have my granddaughter the first weekend in November. And my sister and I, we're getting ready to go do a shopping trip, I think, next weekend. I don't know. I got to get with her, because we were talking about that. And I'm like, I just can't think that far in advance right now. And my daughter, she's like, what are you doing on Saturday? Can you keep my grandson? And I'm like, let me check to make sure. First thing I have to do is get everything recorded for the weekend so I can have time with my grandbaby, which I love having time with him. He's so funny. And I love having time with my granddaughter, but she's got to get to know who I am a little more. So this upcoming week, what are we doing? I know I was giving you some things that I want to do. We will definitely be working on let me start with Tuesday. That's normally the log cabin day, the Star Watch quilt. So we will have our Star Watch quilt. Then we will have our Merry Christmas quilt, our Bella Rose quilt that we will work. And then we will have the first clue of the Reflections Puzzle Mystery Quilt. And I have a day there that may be open to add something else, because we only do the Yuletide Sampler 2 every other Friday. And we only do the cotton cuts once a month. So we definitely will be doing our pumpkin sitting on Sunday, and we will definitely be doing our trip around the block on Saturday. I'm going to try to be doing a subscription box or sew sampler box on Sunday. We're going to try to be hitting our subscription box on Sundays. Now I get 2 subscription boxes right now. I only get Creative Notions every other month, and I get the Fat Quarter Shop Sew Sampler every month. Now, since we are coming into the holidays, know that I have 5 or 6 subscription boxes coming. I can't even remember how many I have coming, but I have them wrote down somewhere. I don't remember where I wrote them, but it's in one of my little notepads. So we will be doing unboxings and working some of those projects most likely in December. So I should have everything that I'm doing right now done come the month of December. I want to have everything also quilted. So that's going to be a challenge. And I may end up taking my quilts that are already done and have them bind them as well. I'll just have to make the binding and carry it up there. But I got to talk to Miss Ava about that first, because I have to see if somebody could do that, if she has somebody that could do that, if I bring them. And that way I could take that off of me as well. And that's just a goal. That's a goal right now. because that takes a lot of my time. If I try to bind, it'll take a full day for me to do it. But she does have, one of my quilts is already trimmed. She did my woodruff. It's perfect. It's beautiful. But I do need to get my piece of cake also done. So I may just start pushing all the finishing part over to my long armor, because she is a quilt shop. She owns Stitched in Faith in Mangum, Louisiana. Beautiful, lovely little shop there. Love that shop. Fabulous women in that shop. And even some of the women that come and sew, I have not met them all, or I might have met a lot of them, but I don't know them by name. And some of them, I can see them and I know who they are, but I can't remember names very well anymore. But she has someone there that will do the binding. And for my larger quilts, it's probably going to be about $30 for each of the quilts to have the binding done, which is fine by me. I'm perfectly fine with that, as long as I don't have to do it, because my space is so limited. But friends, I hope to have everything that I am working on right now 100% done by November 1st. And that even means these small projects I have going on too. I may just take them all up there and say, can y'all complete this for me? I just don't have time. I keep sewing, sewing, sewing. But I will be having a D-stash. I think that I'm going to do it on Sunday evenings, because one of my viewers did make a point that someone else does theirs on Saturdays. So Sunday evening is when I will probably do a D-stash. I am looking, I can't even say what day, when I'm looking for it, because I have so many other things going on right now. But my first goal that I need to do is get all my projects together that need to be quilted and bound, or just bound. I need to get with Miss Ava to find out if I can just bring them over, have them bound, have the smaller projects quilted and bound, just so I can go in and get it done. That's the goal. So friends, if you have all the projects on your table that I have, or as many or more, I got way more than this going on, but give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, y'all.